Yeah, it's a classic video. Anyway, give a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Out. So speaking of, welcome back to the channel. This is Eye of the Storm. What's wrong with women? Today we're asking, what's wrong with Harriet Greenwood? So Harriet Greenwood has posted on Instagram, which I don't like. Don't post my child on Instagram, thank you. Just posted on Instagram her second child with Mason Greenwood. Let's look at the pictures. Harriet is actually a beautiful English rose. Ooh, okay, maybe because she doesn't have all the blood on her face. Sorry, did I say blood? I meant ketchup. Maybe because she doesn't have all the ketchup on her face. Beautiful looking child. Well, that sounded wrong. But yeah, baby's healthy, but don't post my child on Instagram. I'm sure she must have bullied him because that's her phone on the floor, on the table. She would have bullied him to take the picture, which I don't like. And this is Greenwood covered in tattoos. Rubbish. That's complete rubbish. Why do they have the man in here lying down doing this? I mean, men should never be a part of the childbearing process. It's just it's a part of the humiliation, part of the humiliation. It's not normal for a man to be in the labor room. That is not normal. Do not normalize this. He should be out there with Marseille, playing football, working hard. Then he hears that his wife has spoken. Then he comes to the hospital after the game, not sitting down sleeping like a bitch. The hospital labor room is for midwives. The mother of the bride, or the mother of the, the woman, her mother, your mother. It's women. It's for women and the doctor. You come there later when the child has been born and the child has been cleaned, and it's now time to register the child's name or whatever the case may be. But you're not supposed to be there sleeping and holding her hand, bitch. Let's do what next. So, look at the children. Quite quiet. Just do like that. So, bro said, I'll never get it. Exactly, because you never get it because you don't understand love. Here's a theory: her entire family bullied and pressured into property because they knew the money tap was going to run dry. Her dad is in shambles on the back. Okay, I remember the father because I've covered the story many times. But I remember the father. Yes, I remember the father not wanting the case to go ahead. It's not really about the money. I mean, it may not necessarily be about the money because I don't know if they're married. But the truth remains that there is no actual proof that this woman was the victim of some kind of violence. One, Greenwood was never convicted. So if he wasn't convicted, did it really happen? I understand that that's a cynical way of looking at it. But, for example, I always use this as a question. Jay-Z's accuser. We don't believe her. Right? We do not believe her currently because the case was dropped. So we give Jay-Z the latitude that he did not do terrible things to a 13-year-old because the case was withdrawn and dismissed. But does it mean that it didn't happen? So if that's the case, that we don't believe the 13-year-old girl, I too have the right to disbelieve this woman and whoever. That could be ketchup. It's a picture and some audio. And we don't want to go over the audio again, but the man in the audio, if it was Mason Greenwood, kind of has a point. If you're my girlfriend, you're supposed to open your leg. That's what a girlfriend does. So if you don't open your leg, it's going to be a problem. And truly, I mean, short of being punched and beaten and punched, if a woman doesn't want you to enter her leg, he's not going to let enter her leg. That's just true. But happy for him. There's a lot of reasons because he did that abuse. I don't even know what's going on. I mean, exactly. This is it. This is the This is something right here. Some bonds are complicated. It is not our place. That's just it. So my question is, if Mason Greenwood has not been convicted of any crime, why is he being labeled a rapist, an abuser, a pariah, why can he not come back and play for England when he is in the form of his life? Why? The woman is there smiling at him. What is the fucking problem? But you cannot argue logic and common sense and reality with football fans, because football fans are all normies. All football fans are normies. And yes, I use the word all. I hesitate a little bit to use the word all, but I would say the word all with full chest. I have not seen one based, and by football fan, of course, I mean the people on Twitter, the visible people that we know and see. All of them have the same opinions on these sort of things. They're all, are unwilling to stand with Greenwood, to support the man who has not been convicted of a crime. The woman has said, for example, that she forgives him. If she has forgiven him, why can't you? Because you're a fucking normie. You've been told 10, 15 years ago, Me Too movement, that any woman who comes out with an accusation against him, you must hate that man. And that is now your life. You cannot think outside that box. That is where you are forever. Mr. Greenwood will always be a bad person because he did a bad thing to a girl who forgave him and gave him a second child. And you're there, poor, broke, and cannot afford healthcare. But that's the average football fan. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
After centuries of sleep, of nothingness, I have returned. Something comes back to me. I was great once. Feared. Yes, so weak now. Must find blood. Once I was strong. Powerful beyond measure, beyond imagining.
Gabriel, woman!
I invoke the ancient pact of Viking. Once more, the wicked stand before us, threatening the sacred communion between your realm and mine.
We have been here before. We watch your petty world slumbering. You cannot defy the cold of our steel. You can only surrender.
I saw a long ship made of the claws of dead men. The raids drove everyone to the shore. My daughter too. No man who meets the hunt returns to this world.
I returned.